All right, Algebra 1B students, welcome to part 2 of lesson 9.3 on solving quadratic equations. We're going to look at a different way to solve quadratic equations of a certain form tonight. If you don't like graphing, this is the method for you. If you're more of an algebraic person than a picture person, you'll want to pay close attention here. Now, just in case you didn't catch in our last video, these two crucial conditions that must be present if we're going to solve a quadratic equation, we'll go over them again. Number one, quadratic expression must be equal to 0. Number two, the quadratic expression must be in standard form, meaning x squared and then the x and then the c value constant. So again, this one is good. It's equal to 0. Starts with x squared, then it goes to x, then it goes to no x's. This one is bad. Equal to 8, that's no good. The x squared does not come first, that's no good. Right? Just as a quick reminder there. Now, when you have it in the form that you can solve, if there is only an x squared piece and a number, meaning no b value, no x component here, we can solve just by taking the square root after we solve for x squared. So remember, when we see something like this, when we see x squared is equal to 81, and we want to get x all by itself, we need to undo the squaring that we've done, and to undo squaring, we use the square root button. So we square root the x squared, we square root the 81. So our answers are positive or negative 9. Here's what that graph would look like. It would look like this. This right here would be negative 81. This would be negative 9. This would be positive 9. Okay, that's what that graph would look like. Now, your practice problems are going to look like this. They're going to ask you to find the solutions of 3x squared minus 75 equals 0. So we have our quadratic equation equal to 0. That's good. Equals 0. Good first step. It's also in standard form. Good first step. X squared comes first and then our number. Now to solve this for x without using a graph, we just try to get the x squared all by itself and then square root. So the first thing I want to do is move the 75 away from the x squared. So I'm going to add 75 and add 75. That will allow that to go away, and all I have left on the left side is 3x squared. That's equal now to 75 because I had to add 75 to the other side. Then I divide by 3 to get those to cancel out, and divide that by 3 to give me 25. So x squared is equal to 25. And if I want to find what x is equal to, I just take that x squared and I square root it. I take the 25 and I square root it. My answers are positive or negative 5. Please be careful. Unless you have x squared equal to 0, you should have two answers, a positive answer and a negative answer. Okay? Now, your job is to try these 3 questions. Okay? But I will help you with this middle one, letter B. My first step in solving letter B would be to subtract 15 from both sides. Right? Subtract 15 from there, subtract 15 from there, and those are gone. I have now 3x squared is equal to negative 15. Divide by 3 to get the x squared all by itself, and I get that x squared is equal to negative 5. Now, if I want a number that I can square and get to negative 5, you might think I need this to be a negative number. But let's think, if I do negative 2 times negative 2, meaning negative 2 squared, I get a positive 4. Right? If I do a negative 3 times a negative 3, I get a positive 9. So any negative number squared is positive, and any positive number squared is positive. So what number could I square to get to negative 5? None of them. Okay? No solution. No solution. Now, this has no solution because I have x squared equal to a negative 5. No solution if your x squared is equal to a negative number. Okay? These other two examples, A, C, you can do yourself. Pause the video, take a look at A and C here. Solve those for M and for D. And come back and I will tell you what the answers should be. Okay, in letter A, we should get that M is equal to 6 or M is equal to negative 6. If you write it like M is equal to positive or negative 6, that's good as well. Over here in C, D is equal to 0. I subtract 16, I'm at 4d squared equals 0. Divide by 4, you d squared equals 0, square root d equals 0. That's it, d just equals 0. Okay. If you have questions about how to solve without using a graph, please make a note to ask me in class tomorrow. Otherwise, that's all I have for you tonight. Have a wonderful night.